Yeah, so it's your boy Pop. So let's get it. It went out day when I plugged it up. It went come out. You gonna do me like this? You gonna do me like this? So I got my other like this one I don't like. Join the channel. It's your boy Pop. So let's get down to the mess of the mess today, y'all. And we got it's Nicki versus I forgot it's Zizzy Azalea Scissor. I ain't gonna never pronounce this girl name right. Her name's Scissor. And people were like, I went to pronounce to get it to learn to pronounce her name right. Scissor. I ain't gonna never remember it. I ain't gonna even try it. I said, the way it's spelled does not sound the way it's supposed to. But let me know how you feel. But it seems like Nicki is on a rampage, y'all. She's been on a rampage lately for about a week now. It's going on 2 weeks. But her and sister back and called this girl. I said, so Nicki didn't call the girl ugly. I said, damn girl. You called her ugly, so I called the girl ugly. I said, girl, this is a lie. And so I don't care if you was or not. So if you didn't, I'll delete later. I said, girl. I said, Nicki, girl, if you was in a meeting, why are you so concerned about what she said? And they're going back and forth. Let me get back to being calm, shy, and meek. Y'all have a blessed night. See y'all tomorrow night for night 2 in Paris. I said, baby, saying, bitch, I'm booking busy home. No matter what you say, you at home. In what, LA? I'm across the world. And sold out arenas. I said, these apples at it. They are going at it. I said, Nicki, but to call her ugly girl, that's a stretch. But then they move on. Hold up. Really? Then we get into the next thing that they still arguing and stuff, going back and forth. She said, go draw your freckles back on that book. On that bookie. Go draw them freckles back on that bookie. I said, Nicki, girl, Nicki. She had lie pants on fire. Sound like a blank dead. Oh, sound like a blank dead dog. I'm like, ooh, girl. No, you ain't, Nicki, girl. No, girl, you ain't have to do her like this. Ah. Mercury, grenade, don't take the bait. Silly goose. I don't give a F about none of that weird ish you popping. I said, baby, I'm just going through the list of the things, y'all, the list of the things. I said, so Nicki hit us with another. They was going back and forth. Nicki said, so I'm glad I have proof of being bullied by and being lied on by a man publicly on a platform I use for my job. After I rejected his business proposal on many on more than one occasion, he failed to disclose to the public that I had rejected his business proposals, and thereby act in what appears to be retaliation, purposefully used to cause financial damages and to engage in a smear campaign against the brand. I said, good. I said, huh? But she was talking. I said, I forgot the other picture. This one, she was talking about scissors. Scissor's manager named Punch. He go by Punch. That's who she was talking about. So something went on between her and Scissor's manager, and this is what this post was about. Then she switched. Then they get into. We get into one more. I have another one up here that I got, and this is from Scissor. Let's see. Okay, let me see. It said I wasn't even talking about or to anyone I had just got off stage talking about a grenade blank at me. The blank, yes, I'm mad now. Do you need that? Girl. I said, y'all are two petty heifers. I said, so Nicki and Scissor was going at it back and forth. This all happened yesterday, y'all. I said, like, Lord. I said, oh, they was going at it. I said, she on stage, Nicki at home. Nicki supposedly had an interview, supposedly had a meeting she was in, but still had time to text back to whatever Scissor was texting online, posting it online back to her. I said, girl, yeah. Talking about, she also brought up Scissor, a post of saying Scissor talked about other artists like Rihanna, said Rihanna and Sierra couldn't sing and whatever. I said, well, Sierra, well, she didn't lie. I think the only two that can, she lied on that one, but that's just they ain't the only two that. There's a lot of people that can't sing in the industry that are stars today, and that's it. It's what it is. But I said, yeah, she talking about, you not you attacking other people and stuff like that. They went back and forth. I'm over it. But I said that's what went down with them. I said, yeah, I came up with them first because I didn't want to get Scissor name. I never get it right. And I had to make sure I bring them up first. So y'all let me know how y'all felt about them crazy two ladies. And I hope they are done. But we know Nicki, I said, Nicki, you got all this energy for Scissor, but I said, you ain't said nothing to Tina Knowles. Because also, side note, she ended up, because as they was going back and forth, she ended up editing a post that she included Beyonce in. She took it out. I said, girl, keep it in there. I said, just keep it in there. I said, please don't unedit nothing. Shoot. She catch a stray, she catch a stray. Let's move on. Let's get into the next thing that we got up, and we got a Memphis man. So this Memphis man ended up getting himself arrested for defending his roommate, his female friend. So they were actually on the phone and on a video call where actually she called him. They was chit chatting for a minute, and then all of a sudden her boyfriend ended up attacking her. So he showed up to their residence, and an altercation ended up happening because the boyfriend ended up having a weapon, having their own weapon, and it got to the point where I think it said in a report they ended up tussling, and this roommate ended up taking the life of the boyfriend. So now he is arrested, and they didn't say what his charges was gonna be because he did. I said he came to defend his friend whose life was in danger because he's on the phone with her and she got attacked. So this happened in Memphis, Tennessee. So I don't know how this gonna go. It didn't say what the charges was. It just said he was arrested. Police had showed up, and he didn't run. I said he didn't run. He stayed there, and that's what happened. So good luck, sir. I hope that is considered a self defense. Um, it's, but who knows? Who knows? But tell me how y'all feel about it. Let's move on to the next. So we got another person, and this is coming from Cincinnati, Ohio. And this got to do with this man right here. So this man ended up taking the life of this sheriff. The sheriff, if you recall, the sheriff was actually he was actually he was doing a funeral where he was, getting the people out and whatever. And this man, because he was mad at the Cincinnati police, mad at Cincinnati police for taking the life of his son, because his son ended up being in a he stolen car. He ended up, him and his friend stole the car, and they ended up running out of the vehicle. And his son had a weapon, and the police life. So him being mad and whatever, he took the life of this sheriff, ran the sheriff over. So now the widow of the sheriff is actually trying to sue this man's family, because this man's family is trying to raise money on GoFundMe and another site that helps you raise money so they can help their family member have a good lawyer. And the wife of this widow, the wife of this deceased retired sheriff now, said that it's not fair that they are doing that and stuff. So she wants the money. They didn't raise over $1,000, over 100K. And I'm like, yes, he was wrong for taking this man. He's wrong for taking this man's life, because this man had nothing to do with your son's life being taken. Nothing at all. You were so mad that you took another person's life, and you're gonna pay for that, But I don't think that the widow of this cop or the sheriff should be allowed to do this, because if it was the other way around, it'd be, it would be, kind of the same. I don't just see this happening like that if it was the other way around. That's just me. But she also the article said that the not just the widow is suing, but the police union and it was something else. Police union and something other police organization actually been trying to pressure GoFundMe them to shut down this account. I said, what? I said, where they do that at? Where do y'all do that at? How y'all gonna come up here and try to shut down these people trying to help their family member, regardless of if y'all feel like this man was wrong, he did the wrong thing, he took this innocent man's life, but he feel like the police took the innocent life of his child. But he did it's like, a wrong don't make it right. Two wrongs don't make it right, period. But y'all doing all this underhand stuff. He's in jail. He gonna do time. I don't know if he gonna get life, but he gonna do time. So let's be real. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about it. Let's move on past that. Let's get into the next. So we got Miss Tiny herself. So let's give a congratulations to Tiny. She turned 50 yesterday. Congratulations, girl. You look older than 50, girl. Them facelifts. And that you did what you did to your face, girl, you shouldn't have did it, girl, because you look old. But congratulations for turning 50. So she had a big birthday bash, I want to say in Atlanta, and during her people singing happy birthday, they had Mia Long, I hope I'm saying her name right, the singer, actually sing happy birthday, but everybody, her guests and stuff was singing happy birthday to her. She's saying wanted them to stop, like get the F up. She worded it like after Mia Long got finished singing, shut the F up. I said, that's so disrespectful. And then said, I respectfully said, shut the F up. I said, now, I don't care for T.I. Don't. And I said, that's not right. I said, it's your birthday. I said, these are your family members. These are your family and your friends came with wish you a happy birthday. And you already know how people is when it's time to say happy birthday. They gonna do that. I said, but I never come to any of y'all parties again if I was one of you to guess. And we family now. Because you're not gonna do that to me. I said, yeah. But congratulations, happy birthday, girl. You know that wig you got on, girl. I don't know who did that one. That was a bad wig, girl. They ain't get you a good Mean wig. You ain't get a good Mean wig, girl. They ain't give you that good one. You ain't get that good Malaysia hair, girl. You ain't get none of that. You could have called Portia up and got you a good one. Cause Portia wigs be flawless. Portia Williams. No, happy birthday, girl. Let's move on. Mr. One and Only Donald Trump. So Donald Trump ended up having to say a few things about the Epstein files and stuff, and he started coming for the and start going off on them stuff and saying that he had nothing to do with there's nothing to come out or anything, like the Democrats trying to get to. But I said there is. I said that's the reason why you Republicans actually blocking it from being released, because y'all actually just took a vote to block it, and y'all blocked it from his files from being released. So everybody know exactly what's in them files and who is it. You protecting yourself and everybody else. Because you may not have went to his island, but the island wasn't the only place that he actually did that stuff at. So let's be real serious, Donald Trump. You're the bully and you're on the bull. And I would love to know why y'all really fell out. But you'll never tell. But let's move on past that. Let's get into the next thing we got up, and that is T.D. Jakes. So this man, baby, I said you need to go down. He need to be sitting down, relaxing with his wife, and getting out our face. So this man, he's doing some podcast, some interview, and he tells us that it was AI. There was over 45K AIs targeting him, spreading fake rumors about him and he being at the Diddy parties and stuff like. I said there was no AI to anything like that. That was just straight up from what was going on. You can say you can say that didn't happen, but you also said out of your mouth you actually was at his parties. You had went to his parties. I don't know if you went to the freak off, but you went to his parties, and we all know his parties there's always an after party. We don't know if you stayed to the after party or not. But you trying to blame this and that and then say the FBI was no, sir, no. Go somewhere, sit down, go take a vacation with your wife. Because you let your daughter, I want to say the second daughter, take over, first daughter, whoever, you let her and her husband take over your congregation, let them do it. Get out my face. You're dismissed. Go relax. So let's get into the last thing we got up, and that would be Love and Hip Hop Miami, baby. And we got Mr. Moreland himself. This man ended up kicking over Allen getting arrested. Saying, what you gonna do when they come for you? He said, welcome to Miami. I said, Marlon, really? I said, Marlon, as I'm doing this, I said, when I first seen it, I said, it wasn't funny. It was not funny at all, because I'm like, Marlon, you forget you're Haitian. And ICE don't care. They don't care if you you here legally. They will ship you to somewhere else. They won't ship you back to Haiti. They'll ship you somewhere else, and they don't care. And I said, you got to realize that you can't be like this type of, being funny. I said, you got to be very careful. Nowadays, I think he shouldn't have said anything, shouldn't have did this, because ICE may come after you. And I said, I wouldn't want that to happen, because you do got kids, You do got kids, and your kids need you. Just to say it. But so Allen got arrested for fugitive warrant for leaving the state. I said, damn. I said, so what state was he leaving? It didn't say what state he was leaving or whatever. I don't think he's supposed to be leaving. Anyway, he's supposed to be staying in the state. But I said, this is what Amada want to be with. I said, girl, you. But y'all let me know how y'all feel about it. That's all that I got for y'all today. I hope y'all had a good time because I did. I said, baby, because I said, these are crazy folks. Some real crazy folks. Hold up. There we go. We got some real crazy folks up here. We had a good time with all the different people, a few topics. Tiny and her craziness. She turned 50. Congratulations to her. She looked older than 50. She been looking older than 50 for the last 20 years. Like how your man look a year younger than you. He do, girl. He look a year younger than you. But happy birthday again, girl. Happy birthday again. I just want, just want to put you another happy birthday, girl. Happy birthday, Miss Tiny. Bye, y'all. Like, share, subscribe, join the channel. It's your boy Paul. Bye, again.